It's about 10 a.m. on Monday, and I just left the Super 8 in Troutville, Daleville area. Had a really nice stay there, and that was actually only my second hotel stay since I started the trail. I was in Gatlinburg and stayed at the Motel 6 there, but I've mostly just done hostels and camping, and it was really nice. It's really hard to get out of a hotel room bed in the morning. But when I got to Super 8, the internet was great, so I got a couple of videos posted, which was nice. And now I am on a timeline for the next 3 weeks, which brings me to something that I mentioned the other day. I said I had a lot of things weighing on my mind, and I actually have a loved one who has to have some pretty serious surgery towards the end of the month. So I am going to get off trail for probably 3 or 4 days for that, and have been wrestling with the idea of whether I should flip-flop or jump ahead or what to make sure that I can get the whole trail done before the weather turns bad. And it's been a very difficult decision for me because I felt, at least for myself, that the idea of a northbound thru-hike was, one foot in front of the other all the way to Maine, not skipping anything, not jumping ahead, none of that. And I've held to that very well. But I have to face the reality that it's July now, and I am hiking pretty slow, and I've had a little more time off and zeros than I anticipated. So the hike is not materializing quite the way I envisioned it would, and I know that that happens for everybody. But I've made a decision after consulting with the ATC recommendations to jump ahead after I'm off trail. I will fly up to New York and take the train to Pawling and continue northbound from there. And then what I will need to do after I hit Katahdin is to come back down and join the Sobos to fill in the sections that I missed. So that is the plan now. That will get me the whole trail done and count as an official through hike, even though it's not, like I said, what I initially envisioned, but it'll work. So I'm a little bit relieved to have a new plan, a little disappointed that the original plan isn't working out, but that's life on the trail. You have to be able to be flexible and to adapt. So that is what I'm doing. And also Mudbug and I split up, at least for now. She's got somebody in town visiting with her, and I need to move on because with the surgery coming up, I have a deadline. I'm trying to get to Harper's Ferry in the next 3 weeks so I can get a train to DC and fly out of there. So that puts me doing 14, 15 miles a day with just a couple of zeros in there for recovery. So that is what I'm gonna be doing, and stay tuned. Hopefully I'll make it happen. It is wicked hot today. They're in the middle of a heat wave right now, and it should be probably in the low 90s today, but even so, the views are still gorgeous. I took a lunch break at the first shelter I passed. It was 5 miles in today, and cooled down a bit, but now that I've been back on the trail for an hour or so, I'm still sweating up a storm. It's crazy. I'm feeling like I need to take a break every hour or so for just 5, maybe 10 minutes to chill. But as you can hear behind me, there's a real storm brewing. All the heat, I think, the convection has caused I don't know what they call it, a pop-up thunderstorm, a heat thunderstorm. And it's just thundering and thundering, but so far I haven't got wet. I don't know if I will. We'll see. Well, it's 8:17, and I'm already on my first break. I have a feeling it's going to be one of those long, hot, sweaty days. I camped near Wilson Creek Shelter last night, which was cool. Water was a long way down the hill, like 3 or 4 switchbacks to get to it. And wish I'd known that, because I would have gotten water before I even got to the shelter area, but I didn't, so I had to make that hike after I got in about 6 o'clock. So it's kind of a late night, and I actually had cell service and was able to talk to my husband, which is nice. So I was up till about 9, past hiker midnight for me anyway. And woke up early this morning. There were some folks who decided that they wanted to go out at 3 in the morning. It was Turtle and Perky, and do what they call summer hours, where they hike from like 3 to 9 in the morning, and then take a break through the middle of the day, and then hike again in the evening. So I hope that worked out for them, but I'm a light sleeper, and of course I woke up when they were heading out, and had a little trouble going back to sleep because it was just so hot and muggy. And of course it's hot and muggy this morning, so I'm gonna stop just to think the lack of sleep. I'm feeling a little just peaked, I guess is a good way to put it. I'm gonna eat some more and drink a little water, although I filled up on water about a mile back and there's no more water for 10 miles. So I'm carrying a lot, my pack's heavy. And yeah, just one of those mornings, but hopefully getting a snack in me and resting a little bit will give me a fresh start. I just came up to Black Horse Gap here, and that's right on the Blue Ridge Parkway. That's the Blue Ridge Parkway right there. And had the best trail magic from this sweet woman named Cherokee Rose. And she actually had been hiking down the trail, and she found me and gave me a couple oranges, which is really nice. And she waited for me because I was hiking really slow. She had her car here and she just waited. And when I came up the hill, she says, you know, I've got donuts, I've got bananas, and I'll hook you up. And that was awesome because as I was coming up the hill, the valve for my my water tube broke and literally we just went rolling down the hill. So I was like, darn, what am I gonna do now? How am I gonna drink water? It was tough. So we sat and chatted for a bit, had a nice little conversation. It was really sweet, and it was just what I needed right when I needed it, which is really funny how trail angels just sort of appear out of nowhere when you're having a tough day. So that was really helpful, and I've got quite a ways to hike, so I'm getting back on the trail, hoping that banana will do me some good. I've got the oranges in my pocket to eat later. It looks like today is going to be Blue Ridge Parkway today, and from talking to Cherokee Rose, she said we zigzag 3 or 4 times across the parkway, and right now the trail is taking me out to Taylor Mountain Overlook, so I'm going to go check out the views. I've determined that I'm probably the slowest hiker ever today, so might as well stop and enjoy the views, eat my orange, and then be on my way. Trail's passing some interesting terrain today. 1 minute you're up on the Blue Ridge Parkway at a scenic overlook, and the next you're kind of out in, well, actually I'm here now next to an old wall, but you can see down below there's a bunch of trees that have been felled down into the valley, and there was a section like this on the other side as well. But then if you look out beyond, there's some lovely views of the area around here. I had a nice long lunch break down at Boblet's Gat Shelter, which is about a 1/4 mile down from the trail off a switchbacked side trail. And that was good. I even got in a little nap and figured I can head out about 2 because I've only got 6 miles or so to go. And then I discovered that there's no water at the shelter I was planning to go to at Cove Gap. So I have to reassess my plan now. I'm not sure what I will do. There's not a whole lot of options because water's pretty scarce this time of year with everything being so hot and dry. Did get a little bit of a rain shower while we were at the shelter. It's stopped and it's very humid now. I also discovered that I've got a giant blister on my toe. It's the first real blister I've gotten on my foot. And of course my back is chafed raw from my backpack rubbing with all the sweat. So not feeling fantastic, unfortunately, but I'll get things sorted out and keep going.